I mean, why Surya was made the captain? Because he's one of the deserving candidates. Yeah. One we know I've been around the group over the last year. You get feedback from the dressing room a lot. He's got a good cricket brain. He's still one of the best T20 batters in the world. One of the main issues, obviously, was you want a captain that's going to or likely to play all the games. I mean, we think he's a deserving candidate, and hopefully we'll see over time how he develops into the role. But as regards to Hardik, I mean, he's still a very important player for us, and that's what we want him to be, that player that he can be, because those sorts of skill sets are very difficult to find what he has. Fitness obviously has been a challenge for him over the last few years, and that then it becomes a little bit more difficult for, say, a coach or even us as selectors when you're trying to. Now we've got a bit more time till the next T20 World Cup where we can look at a few things. It's not rushed at the moment, and we want him to be, as like I said, he's an important player for us, and hopefully his performances are more important, and that was the thought behind it. Yeah, I mean the fitness.
No, I think I've got a fabulous relationship with him. Mr. Jaisha, I think we go a long way back, and all these speculations about different things, we've been on different pages. I think we can do a better job from probably clarifying those things rather than putting it in the press, because we go a long way back, and so far I think it's been a great relationship. Hopefully it continues that way, because the betterment of Indian cricket is more important. Gautam Gambhir is not important. I think if all of us have our heart in the right place, and if we all of us think that Indian cricket needs to move forward, for that I think all of us are on the same page. So really enjoyed so far working with him, and hopefully I can continue the same in future as well.
Yeah, I think it would have been really, pointless to take both him and Akshar for this short series. We know what Jaddu's done. He's had a terrific World Cup, 50 over World Cup. So no, not at all dropped. I think all options are open, but either of them wouldn't have played all 3 games if we'd taken both. That was the thing. There's a big test season coming up where he's likely to feature in a lot of the tests out of that. So I don't think 3 games would have mattered. I think we probably should have clarified that after the selection, that he's not been dropped. He's still within the scheme of things, and very important as a player.
They've shown what they can deliver on the big stage, whether it was the T20 World Cup, in the 50 over World Cup as well. See, one thing I can be very clear of, I think both those guys have got a lot of cricket left in them, and more importantly with Champions Trophy and a big tour of Australia, obviously they would be motivated enough, because, and then hopefully if they can keep their fitness, 2027 World Cup as well. But this is a very personal decision. I can't say how much cricket is left in them. Ultimately it's up to them as well. It's up to the players. How much can they contribute in the team's success? Because ultimately it's the team that is important. But looking at what Virat and Rohit can deliver, I think they still have a lot of cricket, and they're still world-class players, and obviously any team would want to have both of them for as long as possible. So that workload management for someone like Jasprit Bumrah is important, but for a batter, if they can play consistently, if they're in good form, might as well just play all the games. And with now Rohit and Virat not playing T20 cricket, they only have 2 formats to look after. So I'm sure they're going to be available for most of the games. But yes, for Jasprit Bumrah, because he's one rare kind of a bowler which anyone would want, so it's our responsibility to try and have him fresh for most of the important games. That's why workload management, not only for Jasprit Bumrah, but for most of the fast bowlers, becomes really, really important.
With regards to Rishabh, before his unfortunate accident, he's been a key player for us. Yeah. So now that he's back, like I said, you want to get him around the group again, playing again. So KL's been terrific in one-day cricket. We've seen he had a great World Cup as well. So yeah, unfortunately someone had to miss out, and in this instance it was Sanju. Look, these guys will have to keep getting runs, keep performing. Otherwise, there is another quality player waiting. Big test season coming up. We obviously feel these two will have a huge role to play, and to get Rishabh playing again, just he's, like you said, he's only played T20 cricket. To get him 50 over will be another step forward. Hopefully he can keep building on what he's done so far.
Yeah, good for the TRP, but my relationship is not public. What kind of a relationship do I share with Virat Kohli? I think it's between 2 mature individuals. On the field, everyone has got the right. I've said it many times before. Everyone has got the right to fight for their own team, for their own jersey, and want to come back in a winning dressing room. But at the moment, I think we're representing India and representing 140 crore Indians, and I'm sure we're going to be on the same page and try and make India proud. And I share a very good relationship of the field, and we'll continue to do that. But yes, to make it more public, that what kind of a relationship, I think it's between two individuals.
Let us know who your guys are. There are a few injuries at the moment. Some of the guys, some of the fast bowlers are at the NCA. We hope that over the next month or so, they'll be back up playing. Where Shami is at, I think he started to bowl, which is a good sign for us. And what is 19th September is the first test. And that was always the goal. If he can, around then, if he can get fit, we don't quite know whether that's the timeline at the moment. I'll have to speak to the guys at the NCA. But that's the aim. But yeah, I mean that is a discussion because there's so many tests coming in India. Maybe you don't play three guys in the 11, three seamers in the 11. But going forward, there's a lot of cricket or test cricket that's coming. So we'll need some depth. I mean, Bumrah, Siraj, Shami have been around for a while, which are the obvious ones. But we'll need some depth, and there'll be some conversations around it. But we've got some talent, and hopefully we've got a lot of first-class cricket coming.